आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदिव्यै छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमस्ते। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is the most auspicious, most merciful Tithi of Narsimha Chaturdashi, and Lord Narsimhadev is the protector of all the devotees. So today is a very um, important day for all the devotees. Now we are reading from this book Sri Chaitanya, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non different from Krishna. He is Krishna himself. And Narsimha Bhagavan is also Krishna in that form. So Mahaprabhu is also Narsimhadev. But uh, our Supreme Lord, our Supreme Father, He comes, He descends on this earth, He appears in various pastimes, through various pastimes, in different moods and for different, uh, in different situations. So Lord Narsimha Dev is one such form of the Lord, in which the Lord incarnated as half man, half lion. And all this is just to give pleasure to his devotee. How many devotees? Not some millions, not even lakhs, not even thousands, not even hundreds of devotees, not even tens, just one. And that too, how many years did that devotee practice Krishna consciousness for? He was only 5 years old. But how did he become such a great devotee? Why was he a pure devotee right from birth? Because he got the association of pure devotee when he was in the womb of his mother. So that is the power of the association of a pure devotee. One pure devotee can, by just pure devotees are like touchstones. The touchstones touches something and that becomes gold, or even that becomes a very invaluable, valuable gem. So just like that, one pure devotee, anyone coming in contact with that pure devotee also becomes pure devotee. And then again, this another pure devotee, again when that pure devotee comes in contact with another person, they also become pure devotee. So that chain goes on and on and on. So today is very special day. But there is an incident when Mahaprabhu also himself confirmed that he is this supreme Lord Narsimhadev. There is a very beautiful pastime in Gaur Leela when Mahaprabhu himself roars like Narsimhadev and confirms that I am that same Lord Narsimhadev. So, um, because it is this most auspicious tithi of Narsimha Chaturdashi. So I was planning to read, but somehow now I just feel like sharing this pastime in brief. So this pastime is of Srivas Pandit when they were all having Sankirtan in Srivas Angan. And at that time, these, just like we are seeing how these Mayavadi sannyasis of Benares, they were so envious of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So even in Navadvip also, there were these Martha Brahmins. And they were also very envious of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, because they were seeing how Mahaprabhu was attracting everyone, and how the followers of Mahaprabhu, they were also attracting everyone. So these Smarta Brahmins, they were becoming very envious that, oh, previously people would look at us, look up to us, that we are Brahmins, and we were able to earn so well because of this. But now, just because of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his followers, they are doing the Sankirtan movement and everybody is following them. So now we don't have any such scopes of giving all these fraud philosophies and getting some money. So so they went and they complained to the Nawab of that kingdom, of Navadvip. And at that time, this um, area, this place was ruled by Nawab, whose name was Nawab Hussain Shah. Sorry, Chand Kazi. It was, the Bengal was under Nawab Hussain Shah, and under Nawab Hussain Shah there was his chief person, Chand Kazi, who was given the administration of this particular zone, the zonal manager. So Chand Kazi, he did not really create much disturbances. He initially tried to create disturbances, but whenever they tried to create disturbances, it happened that whenever he sent his people, those people would get suddenly from the sky, meteors would fall, or some fireballs would fall, and these persons, these army who had come to disturb the Sankirtan movement, their beards would get burned, or they would get burned. So like that, such incidences were happening. So out of fear, they stopped disturbing the Sankirtan movement. But now what happened, these Martha Brahmins, they went and they complained to this Chand Kazi that, oh, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, they are doing Sankirtan in the night and they are disturbing everybody. Actually, nobody was disturbed, everybody was very happy with it, but especially these envious people, they were getting envious, and therefore they complained like that. So Chand Kazi said that, okay, I will myself go and see, and then ask them to stop if that is true. So next night, when the Sankirtan was going on in Shiva's Angan, at that time, Chand Kazi quietly, secretly comes and he sees that yes, they are doing Harinam Sankirtan loudly in the Angan. So it was audible, of course, in the nearby houses. And these nearby houses were all Smarta Brahmins who came to complain. So Chand Kazi gave a warning that, listen, Shrivas, you have to stop this Sankirtan right now. No more Sankirtan. So Srivas Thakur, he becomes very perturbed, very upset, uh, very sad, and then he pleads that, why? What did we do? What is the problem with the Sankirtan movement? Everybody is happy. In fact, this is the order. This is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So why should we stop doing Sankirtan? And when he says like this, so Chand Kazi gets very, very angry, and at that time he looks here and there and he sees the shriek hole, which we popularly know as mridanga. So he sees that mridanga is there and he picks it up and then he just drops it from a height, and the mridanga breaks, and with that it breaks the heart of all the devotees who were there. And Srivas Thakur, especially Srivas Pandit, he starts crying, seeing the mridanga shattered like that to pieces. He starts crying and he just cannot express. His voice is choked. He wants to speak and say something to the Kazi, but he's unable to speak also. So he runs inside his house and he starts praying. So he had Narsimha Shila, who, to whom he used to pray, and he starts crying out to Narsimha Dev. And at that time, when he's crying out and he's praying that, oh Lord Narsimadev, you are the protector of devotees, you always protect the devotees, you are the protector of the Sankirtan movement. Today this has happened. How will I show my face to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How can I show my face that I'm unable to follow his instruction after such a thing has happened? This is so scared. This is so frightening to all the devotees. What if the Qazi does something to all the devotees, to all the followers of Mahaprabhu? So, like that, he was crying loudly and he was calling out to Narsimha Dev. And usually, when this Sankirtan happens at night, so Mahaprabhu joins later. And at that time, when Qazi had come, Mahaprabhu was not present there. So, when Srivas was crying out loudly and praying to his Shaligram Shila, at that time, suddenly out of nowhere, his door starts knocking like wild, as if some huge wild animal has come, like, and the door opens. And Mahaprabhu barges inside and he says that, Srivas, why are you crying? Don't you know that I am that Narsimha, that same Narsimha Dev that you are praying to? What are you worried about? What are you scared of? So, like that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms that you are praying to Lord Narsimha Dev. Mahaprabhu was not even present there, but when Srivas Thakur was praying like this, Mahaprabhu himself appears there and comes and says that I am that same Lord Narsimha Dev. When I am here with you, then what are you worried about? I will protect all my devotees. And like that, then of course we know the other pastimes also, that how Mahaprabhu decides that now we will march and we will go to the house of this Qazi and then we will speak to him. So at that time, Navadip, so it was a village. So obviously we do not expect that in a village there will be like some 10,000 families. That is not possible. But when Mahaprabhu started his march, his Sankirtan march, everybody was playing the mridangas loudly and so many kartals, and everybody were doing kirtan with their mashals in hand in the dark of the night. It felt as if that was some huge, a great Sankirtan mission was going on, a great Sankirtan movement going on. And at that time, um, the Qazi saw that there are endless, innumerable people coming, thousands and thousands and thousands, and never ending people are coming. So Qazi got so scared that today I think they're all going to kill me. Like, even Qazi did not even have that many or army also. He sent all his people and all these, and the Mahaprabhu's followers were so many that just because when they started coming in, even the guards could not hold the gate. The gate just opened by the force of the people who were entering. So that is another pastime, that although in a village we know that okay, maximum a small village, how many people can be living there? But when Mahaprabhu did this kind of a Sankirtan while going to the house of Qazi, there were thousands and thousands of followers following Mahaprabhu in the Sankirtan. So where were they all coming from? And then after that, of course, Mahaprabhu has a discussion with Chand Kazi that why did you, you came to stop the Sankirtan, but today when we came in, when we were doing the Sankirtan, you did not stop, or previously you did not stop. Why is it so? So at that time, this Chand Kazi, he reveals about the previous incident, that yes, I had sent my army to stop your Sankirtan, but what happened, suddenly some fireballs were falling from the sky, and my army were getting killed, and they were getting burnt, their beards were catching fire, all these things were happening. So then I had stopped, but some people came and complained, and therefore I went and I tried to stop, but now I will not stop it ever. I am making this agreement. I'm giving a written a note that for all times to come, nobody will ever stop the Sankirtan movement, the Sankirtan in this town. Even my descendants, they will not do it. So Mahaprabhu asks him that, oh, how did you take such a decision? What makes you take such a decision? Of course, the discussion had a lot of other points as well, but I'm just focusing on Lord Narsimhadev. So, um, this Qazi, Chand Qazi, he says that actually last night when I broke the mridanga and when I came home and when I slept, in my sleep, during my sleep, in my dream, I saw a very weird, different kind of creature. This creature was half man and half lion. And this creature was so ferocious, so effulgent, so ferocious. And he jumped on my chest and he warned me, threatened me, and he had huge, sharp nails. And he put his nails on my chest and he threatened me, he warned me that if ever again I try to stop this Sankirtan movement, then with those very same nails, sharp nails that he had, Tava Kara Bare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa. So that Nakha, those sharp nails, with those very nails, he warned me that he's going to tear my chest apart. And when I saw that dream, I got so scared that I woke up. And when I woke up, I was feeling a lot of burning sensation in my chest and my back. And when I saw that those nail marks were there, and then I realized that this creature is no one else but some form of the Supreme Lord Himself. It was something divine. It was not some ordinary dream because I had those marks. And now, when I see you, I realize that you are non different from that personality, and you are non different from the Supreme Lord. You are the Supreme Lord yourself. Chand Kazi accepted this. He accepted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the pastime that I just um, impromptu felt like sharing. Please forgive me for deviating from our designated study. I'm very sorry. But I just wanted to glorify uh, and speak some words and share this pastimes, because we are reading about Mahaprabhu and we should know that Mahaprabhu is not different from Lord Narsimhadev, but Krishna comes in this very form, in this specific form, for the devotees to know that there is no need for the devotee who is surrendered, who is taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. One who takes shelter of Lord Narsimha Dev has nothing to worry, has no need to fear for anything. That is the reason why the Lord comes in this very special form. The devotees of the Lord may have many obstacles, many challenges in life, many difficulties in life. It may be Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, any form of challenges, obstacles, anything, whatever it may be. But if we take shelter of Lord Narsimha Dev, then we have nothing to worry, nothing to fear, because Narsimha Dev personally protects us, each and every devotee. But for that, it should be a devotee. Devotee means one who takes shelter of the Lord, one who surrenders to the Lord. That yes, what however you keep me and whatever your plan is for me, I accept that. That is a devotee. And again, devotee is one who wants to serve the Lord. So everything that we are reading in this book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, we are reading how important devotional service is. Without devotional service, there is no question of liberation. So devotional service, one who is not engaged in devotional service cannot be considered a devotee. One who is not surrendering, or one who is not taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, cannot be called a devotee. But one who is a devotee is always protected by Lord Narsimhadev. So therefore, today is a very, very auspicious, very merciful. Lord Narsimhadev is the most merciful form. So therefore, we should take shelter, we should pray to Lord Narsimhadev today, so that whatever, wherever we are stuck, whatever our obstacles are, whether they are mental, whether they are physical, whatever it may be, karmic, this, that, whatever we may call it, whatever obstacles, challenges we are facing, oh Lord Narsimhadev, you are the supreme protector of all the devotees, and you are our supreme well-wisher. So please, I'm taking your shelter. We sing, no? In Narsimha Arati, we are singing, Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Dahine. He comes to give pleasure. Prahlada Alad means pleasure. We know that Ladini Shakti, Krishna's Ladini Shakti, pleasure giving potency is Srimati Radharani. So here also Prahlad Alad Dahine. So Lord Narasimhadev makes Prahlad sit on his Daina side. Daina means right side. And then he wants to give pleasure to Prahlad. Uh, दाहिने Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. That is the second business. That okay, first is I want to give pleasure to my devotee. And second is anything that is harming or troubling my devotee, anyone who is troubling my devotee, out of the way. So, so Narsimha Bhagwan is the first Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord in the first is the first person who did the surgical operation, and after that the doctors, they started doing the surgical operations. So all the surgical operations or procedures that happen is actually was actually started or initiated by our Lord Narsimha Dev. He did not need any other equipments or anything. He used his own nails and did the surgery of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Vakshaha means killed, destroyed, or Shila Nakalaye. Shila Tanka means sharp nails, long and sharp, chiseled nails, perfectly sharpened nails. Not some of us may be doing lot of nail profiling and nicely keeping their nails, but nobody can be close to Lord Narasimha Dev. The way he keeps his nails, perfect, perfectly chiseled. So Shila Tanka Nakalaye. Ito Narsimha, Parato Narsimha. Ito means here, Parato means there. So Lord Narsimha Dev is here. Lord Narsimha Dev is there, means he's everywhere. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Yato yato. Wherever I am, Lord Narsimha Dev is there with me. He's there for me. He's present with me. Bahir Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha. So there may be obstacles or challenges coming from others. So Nrsimhadev is outside, but there may be anarthas within us, which are also becoming our obstacle in going to pure devotional service. So Hridaya Nrsimhadev is inside also. So from outside and within, both ways Lord Nrsimhadev can do the surgery when required. So we have to pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to do that surgery, not just on others, but within us, to in our hearts also. So that in our heart, whatever anartha, in our mind, whatever anartha we have collected, Lord Nrsimhadev can nicely tear it apart and throw it outside of our mind and heart. Then, Tava Kara Kamalavare Adbhut Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa. So Tava Kara Kamala. Kamala means lotus and Kara means hand. Actually, Supreme Lord's hand are like lotus, so soft, like reddish pinkish color and so beautiful. Lord does not have these veins and bones like all of us do. We are material, but Lord is not material. He's transcendental. He transcends all these things. So he doesn't have these bones and veins and all these. He has beautiful, soft, rounded hands and soft Kara Kamala. But still, the Lord, in that lotus hands, he takes this divine form of half man and half lion with these nails just to protect his devotee. Tava kara kamalavare dakha adbhut shringa. Adbhut. Nobody has ever seen anything like this. Has anybody, any of us have ever seen something half man, half lion? No. So adbhut shringa. Nobody has ever seen a lion like this. He is roaring like a lion. He is licking his face like a lion. But from below, he's like a man. He has two legs. He's standing on two legs. But his hands are also like a human being. But although the hands are like he's stretching out his hands like a human, but they are all like a lion. So Adbhuta Shringa, face is like a lion. He has beautiful kesh, like lions have. Beautiful hair. Lions have such beautiful mane. So Adbhut Shringa. Dalita means the center of the door and the outside. So it is neither inside nor outside. Why so many things? Why did Lord take such a form? Why not outside, not inside? Because Hiranyakashipu thought that he is very smart, very chalak, very intelligent. Oh, all these material people, they are all nonsense. They are less intelligent. उनके पास दिमाग नहीं है. But I am very educated. He knew all the scriptures so well. So he knew all the Vedas, Hiranyakashipu. He knew all the mystic powers. So he thought Lord Brahma is also okay. Let me do this puja of Brahma. Let me do austerity and call Brahma and ask for a Vardhan, ask for a what is it? You give me this boon. So he asked for this boon. He made a huge list that, see, I should not die by a female or by a male, or I should not die in the day, in the night, with not with astra or shastra, okay, or no weapons. Then it should not be so many things. It should not be dark or light or all those things. He had made a huge list, and he thought, okay, I have included everything. Outside of this, there is no other option. This is what Hiranyakashipu thought. He did not know that Supreme Lord is the one who gave him that tiny brain that he was carrying, and he was thinking that he is the master of all those, in as far as intelligence is concerned. So, speaking of Hiranyakashipu, we should also actually keep on introspecting ourselves that we don't become Hiranyakashipu in the garb of a devotee wearing tulsi mala and kanthi mala, tilak, and are we carrying Hiranyakashipu within our hearts? So we should keep introspecting like that always. What is the Hiranyakashipu that I am carrying? So Tavakara Kamalavare Kam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanubhringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Acha, so previously now in this line, Tanu Bhringa, so in front of Lord Narsimhadev, Hiranyakashipu was so huge and who was thinking that he was great and he has so much powers and he can become taller than the tallest and smaller than the smallest. He had all those mystical powers. He had acquired those powers. But in front of Lord Narsimhadev, he was just like a tiny honeybee. And Narsimhadev is huge. So Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Keshavadrita. Narahari Rupa. Nara means human, and Hari means, actually, Hari also means lion. So Hari is half man, half lion. So Narahari Rupa. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jagadish means who is the master of this entire um, universe, and not just this one universe, but all the universes that are there. He's the master of all of them. So Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Nrsingadev. Jaya Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev, Jaya Nrsingadev. And then, most important, when we pray to Lord Narsimhadev, we should not forget to pray, especially pray to Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad Maharaj is the reason, his bhakti is the reason why the Supreme Lord specially came in this form to protect his one devotee. And because of Prahlad Maharaj, when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, Lord is there for us in this form to protect us. Therefore, we should not forget to pray and take shelter of Prahlad Maharaj. We should pray to Prahlad Maharaj so that we can also serve, please, and become a devotee like this, unalloyed devotee. Not for some negotiation, not that by doing this I should also get some pleasure. If I'm not getting pleasure, why should I do it? That is not the mood of unalloyed devotee. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj, he never expected anything from Lord. He only wanted to take his name for his pleasure, knowing that he is the master, and Prahlad knowing himself to be the servant. So he never expected anything from him, and therefore the Lord was completely uh, helpless in front of such a devotee. The Lord was waiting for the devotee to call him. In one of the places we see in the Mahavatar Narsimha movie, where Varun Dev tells Prahlad that it is not that it's only you who's waiting eagerly to see your Lord. The Lord is equally eager, or maybe more eager than you, to see you. You just have to call him once. You're not calling, therefore the Lord is becoming not agitated, what to say, disturbed. Lord is waiting to see you. Why are you not calling him? And Prahlad is saying, what is my qualification? When I see that scene, I start crying that here I don't do anything, but I expect that, okay, I have a lot of qualification. Lord should look at me, Lord should do this mercy on me. And then, of course, my intelligence takes over. And by Guru Maharaj's causeless mercy, I get this realization of what foolish things am I thinking? I don't have any qualification. I don't deserve anything, but our mind will always tell us that we deserve this, and but we are not getting this. Krishna, why am I not getting this? So we are trying to negotiate. Prahlad never negotiated. Even when Narsimhadev wants him to ask for some boon, Prahlad is saying, no, if you really want to give me a boon, then give me this boon, that I never ask for anything. I and finish all my material desires. I don't want to, I am not in a business deal with you, my Lord. I am eternally your servant, and what more can I ask? You have given me much, much more than what I don't even deserve. You have personally come for me. You have personally giving me darshan. Why should I even think of anything more? I don't deserve this. So we should pray that may we get such a mood. We should pray to Prahlad Maharaj, please bless us with this mood, so that we can please our spiritual master and Supreme Lord. So, with that, we'll pause here for today. And Krishna willing, we'll again continue reading from tomorrow. So, thank you very much. And very sorry that I couldn't read. I just gave this pastime, which maybe all of you, of course, are aware of. You are already knowing this pastime. But it's very important that we don't have this mindset that, oh, I already know this pastime. That means we have still a long way to go to become a devotee. Every time we hear a pastime, even if we have heard it a million times before, but every time we should hear it with the same enthusiasm, not trying to correct the speaker. It is possible that one who is speaking may make some mistakes here and there. Maybe I said something wrong, or instead of that, the mood should be, let me do Shravan from a Vaishnav. He is getting the opportunity for speaking because Lord has given that opportunity to this person. And I am here, Lord has given me this opportunity to listen to this pastime one more time. This is mercy. What if Lord takes away that mercy? What if from tomorrow I can't hear any pastimes of the Lord? So please don't do this um, to me, O Lord. Let me always relish, enjoy your pastimes again and again and again, because they are ever fresh, ever new. Let my mind never think that, oh, I already know this. I have heard this millions of times. Please let my mind never take over. My anarthas never take over the intelligence, Lord. You please take control of my intelligence. You control my mind, and you enter my heart, so that when you are there in my heart, I will never feel that anything is boring or anything is old. I will always feel that this is so relishable, so nectarian. So that should be our prayers. And there's also a very beautiful prayer by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur um, to Lord Narsimha Dev. Um, Let me see if I can share it. Is it okay if I take 5 more minutes to share um, this prayer? If that's okay, then I will continue, or else we'll pause here for today. Okay,
Please
since
continue, Mataji.
it's okay. Okay, fine. All right. So let me just.
Yeah.
So let me share my screen. I'll mute everyone. Is everyone able to see my screen? Mm. Yeah, okay. So this prayer, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written 5 beautiful prayers in Sri Navadvip Bhav Tarang for receiving the mercy of Lord Narsimha. These prayers are certainly assurance to all the sincere devotees that the worship of Lord Narsimha is purely in the line of aspiring love and devotion to Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Those prayers are as follows. It's in Bengali, so there will be the translation will be here. এই দুষ্ট হৃদয় কাম আদিরি পুছয় কুটিনাটি প্রতিষ্ঠাসা স্বার্থ সদরয় হৃদয় শোধন আর কৃষ্ণের বাসনা নিঃসিংহ চরণে মোর এই তো কামনা Within my sinful heart the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually exist, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Narsimhadev, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. কাঁদিয়া নৃসিংহ পদে মাগিব কখনো নিরপদে নবদ্বীপে যুগল ভজন ভয় ভয় পায় যার দর্শনে সে হরি প্রসন্ন হইব কবে মোরে দয়া করি Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narsimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself? Fear also gets scared by looking at the form of Lord Narsimhadev. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? যদ্যপি ভীষণ মূর্তি দুষ্ট জীব প্রতি প্রহ্লাদাদি কৃষ্ণ ভক্ত জনে ভদ্র অতি কবে বা প্রসন্ন হয়ে সকৃপা বচনে নির্ভয় করিবে এই মূঢ় অকিঞ্চনে Even though Lord Narsimha is terrifying toward the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. So, those who are following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, for them, Lord Narsimha Dev is great auspiciousness, is very, very merciful. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion? So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that when will Lord Narsimhadev be pleased and speak words of compassion unto me, who is a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? Right now we are all fearful of so many things. ये हो गया वो चल रहा है और this is not working out. What will happen after 10 years? अरे nobody knows what is going to happen after 10 minutes, but everybody is worried about what is going to happen after 10 days, 10 months, 10 years. All these things we are worried, so worried. So we are always fearful. When will Lord Narsimhadev make me fearless? স্বচ্ছন্দে বৈশে স্বচ্ছন্দে বৈশ হে বৎস শ্রী গৌরাঙ্গ ধামে যুগল ভজন হৌ রতি হৌ নামে মম ভক্ত কৃপা বলে বিঘ্ন যাবে দূর শুদ্ধ চিত্তে ভজ রাধা কৃষ্ণ রসপুর. He will say, now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying what Lord Narsimhadev will bless us. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying here. He will say, he means Lord Narsimadev, dear child. So we have to put ourselves in this place that Lord Narsimadev will say this to us. Dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all the obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. এই বলি কবে মোর মস্তক উপর স্বীয় শ্রী চরণ হর্ষে ধরিবে ঈশ্বর অমনি যুগল প্রেমে সাত্বিক বিকারে ধরয় লুটিব আমি শ্রী নৃসিংহ দ্বারে. Saying this, will that Lord delightfully place his own divine lotus feet upon my head to just whoever wants Lord Narsimhadev's divine lotus feet on their heads, all of us can visualize that when will Lord Narsimhadev, he will place his divine lotus feet upon our head. I will experience sublime love for the divine couple Radha Krishna and undergo the ecstatic transformation, Satvik Vikar, ecstatic transformations called Satvik. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Narsimha's temple. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Sri Navadvip Bhav, Tarang 36 and 40. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Shri Srimad Srila Jai Pataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Gauranga
हरी
Bhakti
हरी
Bol.
बोल श्री श्यामा करुणा माई माता
हरि
की
हरि बोल।
जय
समस्त वर्तमान गुरु वर्ग
जय।
वृंद की जय.
जय
श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय.
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. भक्त
जय
शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की
की
जय.
जय।
जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरी
बोल.
बोल हरी हरी